All right, man. Early in Detroit Lions training camp, it seems that Sam Laporta, St.Brown, and the rookie from North Carolina, as in Antoine Green, uh, they are balling. They are balling early in camp. Um, uh, you know, so obviously Ben Johnson did a press conference. I actually watched it. Actually, a very engaging guy. Uh, um, for sure. And it's going to be a race. It's going to be a race at receiver. It's going to be a race at receiver. Let's start off with Antoine Green. I kind of knocked his dick in the dirt the other day, pause, by saying that I ain't counting on no six or no seventh round rookie to come in to do nothing. But apparently he already still in first, getting some first team reps. Obviously, Jameson Williams is down and will be out for the first 6 weeks regardless. I mean, he should be back to come back to practice pretty soon. But I take this all with a grain of salt until they put the pads on. Um, so you got other than St.Brown, because we know what he is without pads. And we know, he the real deal Holyfield out here. So that's a little bit he a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? So we know what the deal is because but check out Detroit Lions Talk Players if I didn't say so. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notification, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or uh drop a video. So at the end of the day, dude, I mean, this dude is already getting, top looks. I mean, you look at the receiver core for the Detroit Lions. I mean, let's kind of I'll run them off real quick for y'all. Um, you got Jameson Williams, St.Brown, Josh Reynolds, Khalif Raymond, Denzel Mills, Tom Kennedy still hanging around, Antoine Green, who the guy who you talking about, 6'2", 199, Dylan Drummond, Chase Cotta, both rookies. Drummond is from, Dylan Drummond, I thought I said Andre Drummond. He from Eastern Michigan. Chase Cotta, 6'4", out of Oregon. Trinity Benson still hanging around. Reese Alexander still hanging around. So, and Shane Zelstra is still on the roster as well too. I didn't think he was on the roster, so it's gonna be a little sprint for the tight end position because you got you got a guy out of Derek Deese Jr., San Jose State, going into a second year. Sam Laporta, rookie. James Mitchell, second year player. Brock Wright, third year player. Sang Gesture, and I like Sang Gesture a lot. Um, I like him a lot. So those are the receivers that you got. So you got one. Well, really, you take away James Williams. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 receivers vying for a spot. And Maurice Alexander might have an inside track as still in one of those receiver spots. Guess what? Why? I think he returned kicks, and I definitely could be wrong about that. But we probably know St.Brown a lot. Come on, we probably Josh Reynolds a lot, Khalif Raymond a lot because he punt a lot. He punt return. So that's three. In reality, at some point you're gonna have four when Jameson come back. So you really got one receiver position open, two right now. So you really got one receiver position open unless somebody go down. So I mean, it's gonna be between Denzel Mims, Tom Kennedy, Green, Drummond, Cotta, Benson, and Maurice Alexander. And Alexander can give you some kick return ability too. So he might have an inside track on that. So it'll be two right now. But we see what Denzel Mims got the most catching up to do because he ain't been here. And then you look at guys like Trinity Benson who been here, got injured last year, Maurice Alexander who been here, but it's gonna be an interesting receiver race right from the get go. So um but they say, of course, the Lions are dealing with some injury issues at receiver. Marvin Jones. I forgot Marvin Jones is on here. They ain't even got him listed because he's on a pup list. So, yeah, they pretty much locked that receiver, dude. You really vying for one spot until Jameson Williams come back. So, dealing with Marvin Jones and not participating in camp with a back injury. Jameson Williams missed the last 2 days with leg injury. Tom Kennedy left Wednesday practice with apparent arm injury. So that might take Tom Kennedy out the ring. A lot of people like Tom Kennedy. I like him. Still credit to Green for playing this way into the mix as an injury replacement. At 6'2", 199, the former North Carolina standout clearly looks the part. He runs well too. has made a lot of plays with the reserve units. Oh yeah, Antoine showed up. Offensive coordinator Ben Johnson said, I think he got some reps with Jared, and that's a product of we got a couple guys dinged up and not practicing, but the same thing like Sam talking about Sam earning the right to play with the starters. Green is earning the right to get a couple reps, and he's starting to develop a little bit of trust. He's playing faster than what he was in the springtime, and that is the biggest challenge right now. He's a 4-4 guy. He needs to play a 4-4 every single snap, and when he does that, he shows the ability to get open. So that's rare that you get um that's rare that you get a guy who can run as well as he do, right? And at the same time, he can run routes. So I mean, at the end of the day, that means he went home and he took the shit serious. That's what it means. That's exactly what it means. He went home, he studied the playbook, he worked on his route running, he worked on his craft, and he got better. He taking it serious. He trying to make the roster, even though he a practice squad candidate. So if he continue to make those plays, with the first team, and he's starting to develop trust from Jared Goff, 6'2", 4'4", somebody might be on the move, and Marvin Jones Jr. might be a candidate to get cut out of here. He really might be a candidate. I don't know if Antoine Green can. I don't know if he can. If he can return kicks, that's the problem. But he give you some time. He give you quality return. I know Jameer Gibbs can return kicks. CJ, you don't want your running back returning kicks every single time. Trust and believe me, you don't want that. You know. But yeah, you don't want your guy returning kicks every single time. So that would be an issue. But with him showing up, bro, it's a good problem to have. Is a roster a log jam. And the only bad thing about having that roster log jam, in my humble opinion, the only bad thing about having that roster log jam is that some of these guys can't hang on the practice squad because people gonna hear about how good they do, or how if they do good in preseason, somebody come sign them out your practice squad. That's the only bad thing about it. But let's talk about Sam Laporta. He out here balling. He out here balling. He was balling in the springtime. Rookie Sam Laporta excelling during early days of training camp, but challenges loom, and I can speak on that by myself. But it says they got the speed on the perimeter in the backfield, all 5 starters up front, and then some. St.Brown is doing St.Brown things, and Jared Goff looks sharp as ever in the center. There's so much to Detroit. One second, but he was balling in the spring. But he says, as a coaching staff, we're very, very much you need to earn your stripes. Offensive coordinator Ben Johnson said, you saw in the springtime, he got minimum work with the first team, but he earned that right now to be with the first team huddle with Jared in the offensive line. He's proven that over the course of springtime and the work that he's put in. So encouraged with where he's going. He's still making mistakes. He's still learning. We are putting a lot of pressure on him to pick it up, but I think he's in a really good spot for the first year tight end, particularly with, like I said, the volume we are playing with the installs right now. So to see him be able to go out on the field and make plays, passing game, run game, so he blocking, and I think we're heading in the right direction. So I mean, they ain't really had a lot of good recent history with drafting tight ends in the first round. They have not had a lot of good history with that. Pettigrew, nobody ever gonna forget Pettigrew in Tennessee where they took the ball away from him and ran the other way right out of his hand. Nobody liked Pettigrew. And then Eric Ebron, how he was here, and he admitted some wrong though. He admitted that he was a little bit immature, and all that stuff. So you gotta, in hindsight, you can admit when you're wrong. Um, but Laporta, he looked good in t-shirts and shorts. But let's see when they put the pads on. That's what I want to see. When they put them pads on, that's exactly what I want to see. So that'd be the difference for me. If they go in there and they put them pads on and it's on like hot butter popcorn, then it's hey, cool. Let's get it. But that tight end position is a tough position to play, and that's what people don't really understand. It's a tough position to play because you got to know the line audibles, you got to know the line schemes. Then they want you to line up in the backfield. Then they want you to line up in the slot. Then they want to bunch you in the slot. Then they will sometimes want to line you up on the outside. Him and Jahmyr Gibbs got a big learning curve. Y'all don't understand. They're weapons. They just not tight ends or running backs. They're receivers. They might line up as a slide, they might line up in the backfield. So you got to learn basically, they got to learn everybody position X, Y, Z, tight end, everybody. Not only do you got to form continuity with Jared Goff, you got to form continuity with you got to form that continuity with the offensive line too. And that same thing for Jahmyr Gibbs. You got to form continuity with the receivers, the offensive line, how they running in sync and all that stuff. So it's a tough job. It's a tough job for sure. It's a lot asked of you. It's a lot asked of you to go out there and and learn all his positions though. But he gonna be a big part of what they do. But if he not a big part of what they do and he can't live up to expectations, then guess what? Guess what? They got several other tight ends that we know can play. Zestra, uh, Brock Wright, and they got, I love James Mitchell. I think he might be a breakout candidate. But apparently St.Brown, he getting disrespected around the NFL, Madden rankings, top 16, 15 rankings. And I think the issue with him is simply that I think the issue with St.Brown is simply that Detroit ain't winning as much, but also people want to see him dominate on the outside. That's the difference. People want to see him dominate on the outside. So if he can dominate on the outside this year, and Jared Goff told Ben Johnson, I seen the press conference where he said Amon-Ra is gonna have a big year this year. And we can believe it. He was balling. Some videos climb up at him balling. And he being disrespected around the league, and that's good for us because he gonna play even with a more of a chip on his shoulder. So him getting disrespected around the league or whatever, cool. That's just going to that's just going to enhance him, make him go harder. So yeah, man. So that is what it is, man. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video. Hit the link tree. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcast, or just Spotify and Anchor, excuse me. Appreciate the love, support. Hit the link tree. You can find me everywhere. Peace.